All right, let's talk about one of the most famous buildings in the entire world, the Taj Mahal. We all think we know the story, right? But as we're about to find out, the real story is so much more complex and honestly, way more interesting than the legend we've all heard. Okay, let's get into it.
I mean, how beautiful is that? The great poet Rabindranath Tagore really captured how the world sees the Taj Mahal with that line. It's always been framed as the ultimate monument to love, a building whose gleaming white marble, as someone once said, symbolizes the purity of real love.
And yeah, this is the story we all know. The Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan was just so completely devastated by the death of his favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal, that he decided to build this unbelievable mausoleum for her. It was meant to be her final resting place, a literal paradise on earth, just like she dreamed of.
It's a fantastic story. It's romantic, it's powerful, but what if it's not the whole story? What if that beautiful myth we all love kind of glosses over some pretty big details? And what if the Taj Mahal was built for a reason that goes way beyond just love and loss?
See, to really get the monument, you first have to get the man who built it. And Shah Jahan, well, he was a much more complicated guy than just a heartbroken husband.
The love story we know and love really starts right here, with the official court historians. These guys were masters of flowery language, and they wrote about how the emperor's sorrow crumbled his mountain-like endurance. They said his beard went white overnight, and that he gave up music and parties for 2 whole years. This is the image that's been handed down for centuries.
But that picture of the sad, grieving husband, it stands in pretty stark contrast to what other people were saying at the time. I mean, while his own historians were writing about his broken heart, the historical record shows a ruler who was absolutely ruthless. To make sure he got the throne, Shah Jahan had his own brother and 5 other close male relatives executed. His ambition knew no bounds. And this other side of him gets even clearer when you look at what outsiders had to say. The first English ambassador to meet him, Sir Thomas Roe, was just floored by his arrogance. He described him as having a pride as may teach Lucifer. Think about that for a second. And on top of that, European travelers were writing home about all these rumors that after Mumtaz died, the emperor was, well, let's just say he wasn't exactly pining away alone.
So, if Shah Jahan was this incredibly complex, ruthless, power-hungry guy, does that change how we should look at his greatest creation? Well, there's a really compelling theory out there that suggests the Taj Mahal had a symbolic purpose that is just mind-blowing and goes way beyond a personal love story.
And this is really the big question, isn't it? If this building isn't just a monument to a woman, then what else is it a monument to? The answer that some scholars have proposed is just breathtaking.
Okay, so to understand this theory, we have to know this one term, the Arsh. That's the throne of God. In Islamic belief, this is the divine throne, right above paradise, where God will sit on Judgment Day. It is the absolute, ultimate symbol of divine power and majesty.
And this is the heart of the new idea, mainly from a scholar named Wayne E. Beagley. He argues that the Taj Mahal wasn't just designed as a tomb. It was designed as a huge, physical replica, a model, if you will, of the throne of God itself, meant to bring that divine presence right down to earth.
Now, I know that sounds like a massive claim, but the evidence, as Begley and others point out, isn't really hidden at all. It's right there in plain sight, coded directly into the design of the entire complex. We can actually break the evidence down into 3 main parts: the garden, the calligraphy that's carved all over the walls, and, of course, the physical architecture of the main building.
So first, let's look at the garden. That layout, it's called a charbagh, and it is a literal physical representation of paradise as it's described in the Quran. You've got 4 water channels. Those are the 4 rivers of paradise. And that raised marble pool in the middle, that symbolizes Al-Kawthar, the heavenly pool of abundance. The garden isn't just pretty, it's pure theology made real.
And if you had any doubt about what they were going for, get this. This is the actual inscription from the Quran, carved right above the main gate. It's the last thing you read before you step into the gardens. It's literally an invitation to enter a replica of paradise. Second piece of evidence, the inscriptions. All that beautiful calligraphy isn't just random decoration. The guy in charge of it, Amanat Khan, he was so important, he's the only craftsman whose name is actually on the monument. He carefully chose more than 20 different passages from the Quran, and they all revolve around one single powerful theme: Judgment Day, resurrection, and the promise of paradise for true believers. And finally, the architecture itself. In this interpretation, that massive raised building is no longer just a tomb. Its whole shape is meant to look like a throne. And the 4 minarets around it, they're not just towers. They represent the 4 pillars that are said to hold up the divine throne of God. And to build this heaven on earth, they gathered materials from all over the known world. We're talking more than 40 types of precious and semi-precious stones. Lapis from Afghanistan, turquoise from Tibet, sapphires from modern-day Sri Lanka. This wasn't just about showing off wealth. It was a symbolic act of bringing the treasures of the entire world together to build something worthy of being a divine replica. So, what do we do with these 2 totally different stories? The heartbroken husband on one side, and the emperor building a replica of God's throne on the other. Well, here's the thing. They don't actually cancel each other out. In fact, they fit together almost perfectly.
Just think about it for a second. You have an emperor who is obsessed with power, who sees himself as God's shadow on earth. What could possibly be a greater symbol of his divine right to rule than building a monument that literally mirrors God's throne in heaven? It fits right in with his other projects, like his famous jewel-covered peacock throne, which his own poets also compared to the throne of God.
And this quote just says it all. In his throne room in Delhi, Shah Jahan had this line carved into the wall. He didn't just see himself as building palaces. He saw himself as creating paradise on earth. And who rules paradise on earth? Well, he does, of course. The Taj Mahal becomes the ultimate statement of that worldview. So you see, the Taj Mahal can't be boiled down to just one thing. It's this incredible place where personal love and grief crash right into an emperor's unbelievable ego, his massive political power, and his deep spiritual ambition to build a slice of heaven.
So, in the end, what is the Taj Mahal? Is it the world's greatest love letter? Is it a terrifying symbol of absolute power? Or is it one man's attempt to literally build paradise on earth and put a copy of God's throne right in the middle of it? The most amazing thing is, it doesn't have to be just one of those things. It's all of them, all at once. And that, I think, makes it even more of a wonder. Thanks for joining me.